Hi everyone, this is Christine Bertram coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Woohoo! This 5 o'clock on a work day is kind of hard to get in here right on time. So normally it's 6 o'clock, but we aimed for 5 because I got a hot date with my parents and Tyler tonight. So I don't want to be late for that. So, all right, let's see where we're at. Okay, so this is not the normal publicly broadcasted scheduled time for us to be live. It's an hour earlier than normal. So I'm still going for it. We'll see as people pop in, see how many people make it for this weird time. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Danny from Indiana, and Amy's with us. Okay, we've got some live ones. That's good. Jean's here from Pennsylvania as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my goodness. So I have to go get my class sign-up sheet, guys. I have good pants on, so you can see me. I don't have sweatpants on. So, I had to be all ready for date night. So I put on a purple shirt because you guys know I love the purple. Thanks, Melissa. I know you're not watching, but I got your money for the vendor event. So, hi, Diane. Hi, Jean. Peggy's here too. Latokia. Yay. Wonderful. Carolyn. So, I have to be ready to go. I had to have the hair done, the makeup done. I didn't do anything to the hair, honestly, but I did put a little makeup on. I put some jewelry on. So I'm ready for my date night. We're going for the Friday fish fry at the American Legion. So apparently it was advertised on the news or in the newspaper that it's good. So we're going to go have some fish. Hi, Randy. Hi, Gail. Sherry, thanks so much for sharing. Hi. So I wanted to grab the class sign-up sheet. So, hi, Carmen. Hey, Carol. So this class actually was not going to be live. Hey, Jennifer Watson. Hi, Brittany. So this class was actually going to be an in-person class only. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Sandy. Woohoo. You're joining us from California. It's even probably another 2 hours behind there. So you guys are at 3 in the afternoon. Woohoo. So this class is only going to be in person, but after I put the cards together, I thought, wow, this would be a perfect class to do as a live class. Hi, Francie Freeberg. Yeah, fish sounds good. This would be a good class to do via online because there's really not a lot of stamping with this stuff. These cards are actually minimal stamping. I really showcase the designer series paper that is offered for free with a $50 purchase. So I'll run through the class names in a little bit just to say hi and call out everybody. I think I'll have to I'm gonna grab some markers while I thought of it. Hang on. I know I need some blends for coloring our darling little donkey tonight. Does it feel like we were just stamping together? Hi, Melanie. Hi, Faye. I feel like we were just together last night. So the board has changed slightly. I put it back here just to remind you guys. Hi, Ann from Vermont. It is still Sale-A-Bration for 3 more days. So not even. It's Saturday, Sunday, and a few hours left of tonight. And we did fill up a couple spots since this morning. 2 more spots have filled up, so there's 9 left on this board. Hi, Arlene. TGIF is correct. So there's 9 spots left, and I know that Sue is going to be ordering some paper pumpkin, a subscription. So Sue, you will probably get your name on this board, and then there'll be a few more. If the chances of it happen that we fill up this board and we get another order above and beyond this board, then I will start another board, and then whoever's on that board will be in for $25. So don't wait, though, because if we don't get the 9 or the 11, then we won't do another board. So it's like a catch-22. It's like, oh, I'd be really happy if I was only 2 names on a board. Then my odds are good, but otherwise we might not do it, too. So hi, Amanda. Hi, Jane. Nice for everybody to join. So on my lunch hour today, I had to run over to the car dealership because the check engine light came on. So hi, Kathy Jackson from Iola. Thanks for sharing. You guys are so good about sharing. I so appreciate that. I love it. And when you guys comment that you share, it reminds me. So hi, Barb. It's Sunny Lake Havasu. I love it. So you are down in Arizona. I'm curious where Lake Havasu, I know you're down in Lake Havasu City, but I wonder what part of Arizona that is. If I guess I've never looked on a map. I've never been to Arizona, so I think that's calling my name sometime. So, hi Joanne. So over my lunch hour, I was at the car dealership, and you know what I took with me? I took my 2 paper pumpkin alternative cards with me to color in my bouquets. So before we get going with our Sale-A-Bration HooRahRah class, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna drop the camera down and I'm gonna show you my 2 cards. So this is what I ended up with them colored in. They ended up being gorgeous with those flowers being Mary Merlot. I added some little yellow pearls to the center, so I colored some white pearls with a yellow blend. I think it was Mango Melody. Oh, you know what I should do here? Oh, hi, Naughty Nancy. Thanks for sharing. So I put a yellow pearl there, and I completely missed the fact that there are 2 there's one on the bottom here. So, and I was like, oh, do I put 4 yellow ones? And now I can go back and put a 5th yellow one. So that's what the alternative cards look like. I didn't want to bore you with my coloring skills last night. They're not that exciting. So somebody asked, I got an email last night if I will share these cards. And so you know what I'm going to do? I will photograph them. I'll have Kelly watermark them, and we will put them on the Cards by Christine page for the paper pumpkin, so you guys have access to see these pictures or the cards again in the future. Then I also wanted to share with you, I was so inspired when I got done last night that I've had a paper pumpkin. Thanks, Kathy. I thought they turned out pretty good myself. Once they were colored, they were a lot better. The bouquets don't look so good when they're not so colored in. How many of you have this paper pumpkin? It is from May of 2019. The name of it is Hugs from Shelly. Shelly is Shelly Gardner. She co-founded Stampin' Up! In I think it's 88, and now her daughter is the CEO. So, but she still has a big role. But this paper pumpkin, I have had it on my desk for the longest time, and I wanted to put it together. And I want to share with you. Okay, so this is called Paper Pumpkin Pile Up, when you get paper pumpkins that are that old. But they were so pretty, and I'm going to add some pearls to this one. But I finally got this one put together. So if you guys, sometimes you're on the fence about getting paper pumpkin. Like here was one that you got 3 of that one, 3 of that one. Look at the envelopes that came with this one. These are so pretty. Look at that one. Oh man, I love it. I love the pinks. And, oh, Randy, you have this one. Diane has it. Awesome. This one right here, too. Look at that. They had these little trinkets in here that were doves, I think. Hi, Karen. So this one was from 2019, so it's many moons ago. Here's another card with little bird nesting eggs. And one of them I did color in. Oh, here, I made this one different. I added the ribbon on. Oh, so I made them different. Look at that. I messed up. It was supposed to look like that, and I put the wrong label on it, so I ended up interchanging them. Oh, Sandy's got this one too. Awesome. So there's one of them here that I actually colored in the little eggs to be blue. I wonder where that. Oh, this one. See this one? I colored in the little nests, so they were little robin eggs. So just wanted to share with you. So Joanne, you have this one, but it's not done. I have it, but not done. You need to get it done and send these cards. So, so some of you guys, when you place orders and you don't do it for a class and it's a plain online order, I send thank you cards for those. Whereas when you get a class from me, I put a slip of paper in there and I sign the slip of paper. But I have these locked and loaded and ready to go for when I need thank you cards, because I believe I made all of them thank you cards except for 3. And those say hugs for you, which could be used as a thank you card. So that's super cool. So I got that done. Hi, Jewel. Nice to see you here. Let me flip this down. You may have seen this too. I've gotten 5 people registered for game night so far. I'm so excited. So these are the Dragonfly cards. I didn't show these last night. This is coming up in April, so we've got a little bit of time on this one yet. Randy, you haven't put it together. You should work on it. It's a really fun, easy one. Honestly, in an hour, you could have that put together. Maybe 2 hours tops. But you guys, I'm taking registrations for game night. There's an in-person version called Lucky Hand on April 7th. And the online version is called Game Night on April 8th. So many different options, from getting a set of cards only to getting a double set of cards to having it mailed to porch pickup. Do you want the stamp set? Do you want the bundle? So just make sure you register for the correct thing. If you're not sure what you're registering for, or you want to double check, reach out to me before you register. I'll help make sure that you get signed up for the right thing. So hi, Dar McCarthy. So hi, Brenda Lovelace. Woohoo! Stamping on a Friday night. I don't know. Is this good for us? Who has an alcoholic beverage? I know it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it is 5 o'clock here. So who's having a blue moon with me? Well, not with me. I have to wait till Monday. Remember, it's a dry February. Whose bright idea was that? Mine, and I don't know. 3 more days, that's all I can say. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Mary Carls. Hi, Angie Liner. So tonight's class is the Sale-A-Bration HooRahRah class. So what is Sale-A-Bration? If you guys don't know what Sale-A-Bration is, please reach out to me right away so I can have a private conversation with you and fill you in what Sale-A-Bration is. But I have to say that I started stamping with Stampin' Up! Back in 2000 or 2001, and that's about 20 years. They've been doing Sale-A-Bration since I have been stamping with them. So it's been many, many, many years. And basically, you get a free gift for every $50 purchase. And so I always do a Sale-A-Bration kickoff party at the beginning of the catalog, and then I do a HooRahRah party to kind of end the period. And normally Sale-A-Bration ends March 31st. Hi, Feline. It ends 31st of March, but they ended it a month early because they're doing a second round in July and August. So it's a shorter period of time. So it feels like we just did a Sale-A-Bration class because we just did last month, and now we're doing another Sale-A-Bration class. So it is, Jean, you got that right. You hit the nail on the head. It is the best time of the year for a Stampin' Up! Customer because you get free gifts, you get free gifts for hosting parties, you get free gifts for signing up to become a discount shopper. And for me, you also get your name on the board, and I also do a Sale-A-Bration celebration. So I want to just put this out here yet. There are openings for this yet. You earn a free spot at my Sale-A-Bration celebration. I have some in-person spots, and I'm doing it online on March 11th. Anybody who orders $150 from me through the 28th, starting January 4th, you get the make and take. And I think about 30 of you I've already had invited because you've placed orders. The other way is, hi Mo, you're not too late. We just get started. You also can sign up to become a Be Happy Stamper. And once you place your first order, that qualifies you. Or if you're on my team and you have 2 people join your team during Sale-A-Bration, you get invited. So there's 3 different ways. So a bunch of you who are watching right now are already invited to this, and you may have already received your make and take packet. So because I was proactive, hi Sandy, hi Kathy King, I was really proactive this past weekend with my mom and a few nights last week. Because you had some card kits going out, I tried to mail your make and take with a set of card kits to combine the shipping, because this is a free class for me. So what you get is the insert, you get this black piece, and then as a free gift from me, you also get a 1/4 pack of the Flower and Fields designer paper. I gave you a whole 1/4 pack, plus I cut down 1 piece to make this little slip. You have a piece of vellum, a bow that I made, some butterflies, rhinestones, black dots, and this white piece. So I sent this out early. If you guys are so inclined, you can already start working on it. But on March 11th, this is what we're going to be putting together live. Anybody and everybody is welcome to watch me make this, but those people who qualified for this event are either going to make this in person with me on one of the dates or live via Facebook Live on the 11th. And you also, in your little gift, you got 2 little suckers. You guys, I grew up with this kind of stuff. I don't know, my grandparents must have fed us a lot of sugar, and I'm sure my parents hated it, but these are strawberry and cream suckers. And I just had to have them. And so I thought I'll buy enough to share with all of you guys that earned this spot. So you got 2 suckers from me in addition. And if you don't want them, share them with anybody, but just know they're really good. And then you got a little treatsy box. And I don't know. Should I show you guys? No. Oh, do you guys want to see what's inside? I feel like I'm ruining the fun. So nope, we're not going to look what's inside. There's a treat in here, and I altered the chocolates. So I think that Latokia, you already ate yours last night, you told me. So so you guys all got a little gift for me, and that all has to do with the Sale-A-Bration celebration that is coming up. So the reason I wanted to say that is because it's not too late to qualify if you haven't earned your spot yet. I think there's probably about 15 people that I just went through my sales last night, and there's probably 15 people that are between, I don't know, between maybe $15 and $50 away. If they place another order, then they'd get the make and take packet from me and some free gifts, and then we're gonna play lucky numbers that night. So if you haven't given me your lucky numbers yet, I need your 5 numbers so that you can win prizes from me that night. So only people who earn the spot will win prizes as well. So yeah, Latoki, you did eat your chocolate. Oh yeah, that's what's in there is chocolate, but it's so cute. Hi, Linda. So there's still a little bit of time in case anybody wants to sign up on my team or also place an order with me. So, and if you're on my team and if you have 2 people sign up, you get $25 for the first person who signs up, and you get another $100 for the second person who signs up to be on your team. They can do nothing with it, or the sky's the limit with it. And regardless, if you have 2 people that sign up, you earn a spot, plus you get $125 product credit from Stampin' Up. Very cool. So on that note, Sale-A-Bration, Jean, you hit the nail on the head. Sale-A-Bration is the best time of the year. And the good thing about it is that come July, we're going to do it again. Yay. So, all right, guys, are you ready to make some cards? We're going to do a little roll call. I don't think I forgot anybody on my list, but this is everybody who couldn't make the class with me in person or specifically signed up to do the online class. So we've got Carla Reel, Angela Knutson, Kathy King, Sue Fisher, Mo Stites, Latokia Trigg, Sandy Wicklander. I saw you on, and Latokia, that's Mo's on too. Yeah, Kathy, there's so many people on. Christy Warren, Kay Warren, Jean Maxwell, woohoo, Leslie McMinn, Angela Orvis, Sherry Martin, Mary Carls, Ann Bellinger, I think. I always butcher last names, guys. Don't take it personally. Danny Olson, Barb Barco, Lisa, Mary Carl's sister. I think I wrote it really fast. Fishing, Cynthia Flaherty, Pamela Laffrin, Marlene Behrens, Rachel Horsch, and Linda Hodge. Okay, whew. And, oh my gosh, yes, Jean just said it again. Another best time to order paper pumpkin. So all of you guys that are buying the month-to-month subscription, you're paying $20-ish or $21 or $22 a month. If you prepaid that, I know you're putting money up front. I think I said that right. But you're getting free Sale-A-Bration items as well. So, and then you're not charged monthly. So, okay, so that's everybody that's in this class. So, wow, I think a lot of you are watching, and I think everybody's got their PDF tutorial, and I think everybody should have their card kits. Sandy, did your card kits arrive? I sent you the tracking last night, but they were in Fargo, I think. And I don't know if that means that they were gonna make it to you or not. Oh, I'm hoping that you did. You guys, I have to tell you, I mail kits out. Usually I get to the post office at 5:30 on Friday, or they go out Saturday at the very latest. And then it's in the USPS's hands. I do my best to get them out the door with at least 6 days to 7 days. And sometimes you guys get them the next day, and sometimes it's later. And I do my best. And so if you ever get something not on time, I appreciate you being patient with the post office. So they're only one crazy organization too. So, all right, your cards are 40 miles away at the mail distribution center. Yeah, so somebody dropped the ball. I think because if you would say, Sandy, normally you probably get your card kits when I mail them Friday at 5:30. My mom usually will drop them off, or I will right at 5:30. Then they are probably to you by Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, I'm guessing. So, and I want to say that I mailed these cards to you, the 19th it was. Yeah, last week. So, all right, so sorry, Sandy. So, but watch the video and then you'll know how to put these cards together lickety-split. All right, so what do you want to do first? I think that, I'm going to flip this down, you guys. I have 5 spots left yet. I over forecasted by 5 sets of kits. So if you're watching this tonight and you want the card kits for tonight, they would be free with being mailed with a $40 order, but you might as well add $10 and get a Sale-A-Bration item and your name on the board. And otherwise, they are, I believe they're 20 if you send me a form of cash check, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, friends and family. Otherwise, you can order it via my website too. And then you're charged a convenience fee. You usually get them on Tuesday. Oh, the snow slowed it down. Well, that makes sense. Okay. So if you guys are looking for these card kits, I still have some left. Unlike the ice cream, done. That one's gone, sorry. So we're gonna start with this one. I love blueberries, okay? My grandpa loved blueberries. I think that's where I get it from, and my brother loves blueberries. So when I saw this stamp set and this paper, I absolutely loved it. Hi, Denise. So if you guys don't know, there is a Sale-A-Bration book here. I wrote down the white paper number so I don't forget it. So let's put that over here. So there is a book for Sale-A-Bration. And for this class specifically, I tried to use absolutely everything. One of the cards uses the Blooms paper. One uses the donkey. One uses, I don't know if I used that. I'll have to think about that. But I did use the ombre paper. Oh, I didn't use the corner bouquet. But I used Heal Your Heart, this Flowers and Field, the Touch of Ink, and I used the Berry Blessings stamp set. So I tried to incorporate almost everything from Sale-A-Bration in here. This is the free stamp set you earn during Sale-A-Bration if you have a party over $300. And Luann Johnson is a rock star. And she started her party just 3 days ago and she already has over $300. So she earned this. And I want to put this out here. This is supposed to end on February 28th, but I've accumulated some of these. And, you know, I've been giving them away as prizes for people who have placed orders with me, but I'll have a few more. And if you want to have a workshop with me via Facebook, I have these that you could still earn in March. So if your workshop is over $300, you could still earn this punch party. I would honor it in March. Just in case anybody else is looking to earn this punch party stamp set and you think it's the end of it's too late, it's not too late. And this is the packs of paper you get. So this is the little Sale-A-Bration brochure. If you sign up, you get the extra 5 packs of designer paper. So that is the brochure that I worked out of for when I designed these cards. Who didn't get, Christy, no, Christy, you didn't get the card kit. Oh yeah, your tracking shows it's E. So actually Sandy didn't get hers. So there's 2 of you that didn't get your card kit. So sad face. I tried. Okay, here's our first card kit. I honestly don't remember if I cut, so when it comes to card bases, we refer to it as a hot dog style and a hamburger bun style. And I think when I cut my card like this, I cut the hot dog style. But for you guys in your class, if it's different, I might have cut you the hamburger bun style. It works the same way. Sometimes I trick myself and I forget that I did my class card sample one way. So don't be alarmed if you don't. I don't remember. I'm pretty positive I cut your guys's the hamburger style. So same thing though. Just take your card base and you're gonna fold it in half. Burnish your edges with your bone folder or whatever tool you use for that. Now in your kit, you will have, and I did a lot of my stamping ahead, guys, because I knew that I got a hot date tonight. So I'm going to show you what I stamped and what stamp sets I used so that you know. You should have a piece of white, 4 by 5 1/4, and that is for your inside. So remember, your inside is going to open the other way. But I stamped in here the blueberry. So this is featuring let me grab the stamp set. I think if I had to pick one thing out of the Sale-A-Bration catalog for a stamp set, it would be Berry Blessings. And I think it's because of the blueberries. So I stamped here the leaves. This is called 2-step stamping. You have an innie and an outie. So you have your outline and you have your inside piece. And what I'm going to do just to show you how I did it, so these are photopolymer stamps, so grab your piercing mat, and I use just jade for the color, on here because that matched the outside color of the cardstock. It's always best, in my opinion, to stamp the outline because it's easier to see it than if you stamp the inside part first. And what I did is I stamped my leaf at first strength, and then I stamped the solid part. I'm just gonna flip this over, stamp off, and then I'm going to line this up because now you guys can see, you just hover over the top of where your outline is, and then you just fill in the inside. If you would do the opposite, if you would do the solid first, I'm sure you would be successful, but I think it's harder to see where it starts and it stops, and it's a little bit more of a guessing game. I don't like to guess. I just want it to be easy. So like there, I'm just guessing. Oh, okay, it was okay. I missed a spot there and I missed a spot there, but it's okay. No one will know the difference. But that's my point in, I like to do the outline first, which is darker. It's a lot easier to see the dark image first, and then to follow up with the other image, the softer second strength image. Then, so that's just jade. Then for our blueberries, okay, let's clean. We're gonna make Brandon proud, so we're gonna clean that guy. Move him off to the side to make, you guys, last night, I had a lot of stuff everywhere. It was a little overwhelming. Okay, so we're gonna leave that right down here. Okay, blueberries. Pacific Point is what I matched up with this designer paper. And in that stamp set, you have a set of blueberries, and they work the same way. There's an outline, and it's better to do that first, and that nestles right in there. And of course, I ran out of blocks because I've got a couple classes going on right now. Between the ice cream and this one and the monthly, my blocks are all over town here. They're all over my hive. So that fills in right over the top. So that's what I did for my inside here. So I definitely used the blueberries. The sentiment that I used for the outside here says, "You always have a way of making my day." Also comes from this set. And then it says, "Wishing you the very best." So no, I'm gonna leave it because this is gonna be a card that somebody wins from liking, commenting, and sharing. So I'm gonna leave it so that they can do whatever they want on the inside. But let's see here. Okay, we're gonna clean, guys, just because it's the right thing to do. Okay, you can see as stamps get loved and used, they kind of somewhat lose their stickiness. So with photopolymer, what you can do is go over to your sink and rinse them off and let them air dry, and that will really help to get their sticky back. Okay, so let's glue that on the inside. So grab your adhesive of choice and prep it. Thanks for sharing, Jean. Yeah, I learned that the hard way, Christy, with the outline. I never succeeded doing it the other way around. Exactly, you're not successful. You want to be successful in stamping, right? The designer paper is, let's see here. I don't have my cards handy. 3 3/4 by 5, and then the designer paper is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, for those that want to know that. I'm going to go ahead, oh, look at that side too. Isn't that awesome? So you can go ahead and adhere that to the Pacific Point. Now, don't have to worry about where your blueberries are at this point because we're not gluing it right onto the card yet. If you ever notice that you have little snaggle tooths on the side, you can just take your, I try to look for that stuff before I send out my card kits, but if you ever have a little frilly thing, or I call them snaggle tooths on the side, just cut that off. All right, then we have, thanks for sharing, Dar. This piece right here is just basic white, and I have embossed it for you with the Old World embossing. It's Old World paper embossing folder, and it's about 1 1/4 inches And I think that this might be 1.5 inches, something along those lines. You're just getting a little bit of blue peeking through the top and the bottom. And I'm gonna glue those two pieces together. So last night, I believe that that was what we used on this card. So I had the Old World was the embossing folder on that card, my alternative last night. So a little bit of glue on here and then line that up. Now, if you notice the white is a little bit longer, like mine is hanging over a hair, don't worry about that quite yet. We'll worry about that when we glue this piece down. So now it's like, where do I put the blueberries? So this is gonna go here or here. So that's your own personal preference. There's no top or bottom to this paper that I'm aware of. So it just depends on where you're gonna put this panel here. Oh, so funny. So, okay. So Sandy, that's a really, hi Linda. It's a really good point about liquid glue. I think I'm gonna go, I don't wanna cover up this nice big chunk of blueberries. So I'm gonna go here. I watched somebody do liquid glue. I think it was Chris, Chris Tudorenki. I'm not calling you out, Chris, but I watched you do glue one day and I couldn't, I'm like, what is she doing? You don't have to squeeze very hard with liquid glue. And I do make it look easy. And I used to have problems with it too. It would get all over and I'd go too close to the edge and it would get all sticky. And this stuff is super sticky. It's so tacky. You want to have even, consistent pressure. You don't want to squeeze very hard and you don't want to squeeze too little. So it's just having the right amount of pressure that's squeezing the bottle. And I always try to stay about 1/4 inch away from the edge. If you are closer than 1/4 inch, you might risk oozing it out when you go to put your card or whatever it is that you're putting down. So what I'm doing is you get a big blob. You're squeezing too hard. That's kind of what Chris had too. She would squeeze hard and then let it trail. Squeeze hard and then there would blob. I think Chris, I don't know if you're watching or not, but I don't mean to pick on you, but I think that's what was happening to her is she had glob and then nothing and then glob and then nothing and then glob. It's just an even, steady pressure. And what I'm doing is lining up on this side very flush. And then what I can do on my other side now is use my Pacific Point base as a guide to trim off that little bit of white that I had, wherever he is. Thanks for sharing, Mary. You're a glue girl, Jean. I love it. I've converted a lot of people to the liquid glue. I don't mind tape runners, but I have a problem. I don't know. So this one's brand new, but I get this problem where it always doesn't go flat. And I don't know, you guys can see that? It pulls right there. That ends up getting gooped up. Okay, there was perfect. I don't always get perfect. This takes me longer to do than the liquid glue. Oh, yeah. That just almost happened to me last night, Mo. I almost dropped a piece that had glue on it upside down, but it landed the right way, so I got lucky. The other thing with liquid glue is you have time to maneuver it around. Okay, so everybody has, oh, that's got a lot of smear on it. I'm gonna redo this. So everybody got, oh, there's the good side, haha. So this is a 2-inch circle. So Stampin' Up! Has a few circle punches. Here I am, hi guys. I'm in the, there it is, haha, there's my chin. So 2 inches and they have 1.5 and I think one other one, but I punched out a circle for everybody. So your circle and then I have your die cuts, it's a scalloped circle. And this is Pacific Point ink, so you could stamp that same sentiment, fits in there perfectly as you can see. Or the thinking of you comes from Happy Thoughts. Happy Thoughts is in the, you guys, I have a hard time calling it the JJ catalog. A lot of people call it the JJ catalog because it's January through June. It's still the spring catalog to me. I get it. It's not spring right now, but it will always be the spring mini catalog to me. Use the liquid glue since oh yeah, so Chrissy's converting over. Learning curve, yes. I have Anna Hedrick in class and she has 3 kids and it's so funny. Her line, and it's so cute. dot, dot, not a lot. She'll tell them. And so I tell that to everybody now. Dot, dot, not a lot. And you really don't even want a dot, really. It's just a thin little line, actually. Okay, I'm popping that up with some dimensionals and making sure my sentiment looks straight, staying about 1/8 of an inch. Oh, so there you go. Here's where you put it is your personal preference, guys. I'm just showing you that here I had it a little more white showing. Here I was going to have a little less white showing. It really does not matter, but we're going right there. All right, guys, I took the fun out. I already made my bow. So if you're wondering about this ribbon, though, let's see. Oh, it's right here. This is from a combo pack called Flowers for Every Season. It's in the annual catalog, and it comes with a white one, and it comes with another one. I don't remember right now what the other one is. There's like a white that's a little bit thin, and the other, oh, baker's twine. It's a silver, white, and misty moonlight baker's twine. So I'm putting a glue dot right in the corner. My goal was to get it right where that line is, so it's sitting there. Now, depending on how your bow ends up being, you might be good, like this one here is perfect, but this one over here, I don't like that it's going all the way over there. So I'm gonna bring it down a notch and have it come down like that. Grab my ribbon scissors. We're gonna trim my tails. Your tails are always a personal preference. I know some people like them straight. Some people like them slanted the opposite way. I generally like to cut my ends like that. You also will have in your kit a few Opal Rounds. You should either have 2 big ones and a small one, or you'll have 2 small ones and a big one. My mom did absolutely not like the fact that I put one right here. You know why? Because you can't see it. You know how many times she told me that? You can't see that. Why put it there? You can't see that. Why? Okay, Mom, I'll put it somewhere else. So, you guys, you can put your Opal Rounds wherever your heart pleases. There, we're going to put it there and make my mom happy, and she won't even know it. Okay. She doesn't like things if you can't see it. And that was really, she's like, it hides out in that leaf too much. So there you go, Mom. We've got some Opal Rounds so that you can see them on your card. All right, so that is card number 1, guys. Wasn't that easy? Okay, simple layout. I'm surprised we haven't done this for a mystery night yet. This would be so easy. And it's so interchangeable with the paper. If you guys have a designer paper that you absolutely love, you get to see such a big chunk of it. Stay tuned for next week, Thursday. Kelly's Technique Thursday for next week is going to be designer series paper, the quandrum that you get when you love both sides of the paper. And she's going to show you how to use that paper so you get to see both sides. And then she's got some other samples too that she's going to show you. All right, so let's set those guys off. All right, you guys like that card? Good. I love that card too. So I accidentally cut a few extra of these pieces of paper, so I made a whole bunch of birthday cards with this one. So pretty. Okay, so that is what we have for Berry Blessings and the Berry Blessings designer paper. So in case you're wondering about that berry, so this is a double one. You get a pack of paper and you get that stamp set free with a $100 purchase. And the papers are awesome. If you're into the berries and the fruits and all that kind of stuff, all of them. There's not one. So sometimes when you get paper, designer paper, you don't like half the sheets. Okay, I get it. I understand that. But I can honestly say that I don't love all of them, but I like all of them. And I love a bunch of them. Like, I love over half of them. And that's awesome. So there's the paper, in case you're wondering about that. So, Berry Blessings. Let's get this out of the way. I do have this class tomorrow morning for the last time. I have a couple people coming to make these cards. And then I can put the things away. All right, what do we want to do next? Okay, we're going to do, which one? We're going to do the donkey, or the Darling Donkeys. You guys, Darling Donkeys was, I think, tied with, I don't know what tied, but right in the rankings for first and second place with the Berry Blessings. So Darling Donkeys is free with a $50 purchase. So that's what the stamp set looks like. You got, people love it. It's good. It's crazy. That one with the berry blessings were number 1 and 2. And then, oh, I don't even know if I have it in here. Oh yeah, I do. Cool. The ombre paper, which you guys know I always call it ombre. I know better. I know. So back and forth, back and forth, these two and these two. So you got Granny Apple, Rococo Rose, Blackberry Bliss, and Bermuda. So that is also, that ombre paper is a free gift with a $50 purchase. Hi, Anna Rebadoo. Thanks for sharing, Christy. Wendy, I love it too. So I think a lot of people love the berry. All right, so you have a Rococo Rose card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and burnished the edge right here. Then you have 2 pieces of paper that are the same size. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing my white inside, but you know what? A girl is prepared because I have white bases and white mats right here. Haha. So you guys have to be careful. I'm running over cords. Hang on, guys. Okay, so you have to be not confused because there are 2 pieces of white paper in your kit and they are not the same size. You'll see that? So one of the whites, hi Ellen, the white one and the brown are the same size, 4 by 5 1/4. One's for your inside, one is for your outside. And then the smaller white is your mat for on your early espresso piece. And it's just that hair, it's like 3/16 of an inch less on 2 sides. And your ombre piece, you can pick which side, oh no you don't. You're gonna pick the pink side, the Rococo Rose side. There, you should have a piece, oh you guys, this is the early espresso faux suede ribbon. It is, I wish you could feel how soft it is through the camera, but for all you guys that have the kits, you can feel it. It's so cool. It's such a, so you know, if you have a hard time putting ribbon on man cards, this works perfectly because it adds a little bit, but it's not overly feminine. And I already have these cut out, so I'm gonna go with it. This is the stitched nested dies, and they are the 2 that layer. So everybody who has their kits, they have an early espresso piece, and you have a basic white, and they're blank. So you can stamp, if you don't have the donkey, you could stamp whatever you want. Okay, so it's your birthday, so that comes from the donkey set. And so I've stamped this dude in early espresso, like that. And we're gonna do a little coloring. So I'll be honest with you, I had to Google donkeys. I want to see, like, I know what color they are. And what I really wanted to make sure is that they're all different colors. And so it's like, well, what color do you color a donkey, right? So let's find the card actually so you guys can see what we're making. All right, there it is. Ellen's just lurking, I love it. You're just in time for the donkey card. So donkeys are every color, I think. Whites and grays and browns, and they're not anything that's not a natural color like that. They're not greens and blues, so they're not like that, but any kind of animal color they can be. So I pulled here bronze. So I did color my donkey in bronze. And so you guys are gonna get to see me color again. I don't know if it's that entertaining to see me color, but it's gonna happen because we're gonna do coloring. So I'm using the thin end of the marker first. And when I color, I like to get all the nooks and crannies done first. And bronze comes with the ivory, so you can't buy bronze by itself anymore. You have to buy it as a combo with the ivory. And so I usually take my thin end first. You made them blue like Eeyore. There you go. That's awesome, Sandy. I can picture that. So his little bot of a tail there, and then this. So I try to do the outline first with the thin end, but the thin end to me always leaves streaks and lines. And then his little under chin here needs a little bit. His little nosy muzzly thing, I did a different color. So now that I have my outline done, then I flip to the brush tip. And that's where I wanted to be nice and smooth. I try to go as close to the edge without going over. So I am in essence coloring over some of where I've already colored, but I'm re-wetting the paper there, and it's like blending the lines a little bit better. So we're gonna do this, because right now there's still a line around the outside. So I'm gonna try to do is now go over nice and slow. Kelly talked about coloring with blends. I always say slow, guys. I often see so many people going like this with blends, and it's like chalkboard on my ears because I feel so bad for that marker tip. The slower that you go and the more precise you are, the better it's gonna look. You, just like with stamps, and I always talk about Diane and marinating stamps and letting it sit on there. It's the same thing with blends. If you go really fast, it's not gonna look so great. You might have splotches, you might have lines, but like that's what you end up with, is when you take your time, is you just go a little bit slower. You don't get those streaky lines. So we have here ivory. Ivory is what I used for their hooves, or his hood, or whatever it is. It's a him or a her, I don't know. But the hooves and the teeth, because they have old teeth, right? They eat a lot of stuff, and so their teeth aren't very white. So that's why my rationale for my head. That's how that worked. Then we have dark crumb cake. We're gonna do dark crumb cake for this area of his nose. I don't know if that's right, but I think I learned that anything works for this little dude. And then I want to find light crumb cake, actually. So give me a second here. And I want to do light crumb cake for his under ear. If he was a bunny, I'd make it pink, but it's a donkey, so it's going to be that color. Hi, Ruth Miller. Okay, Gail loves the donkeys. So there's my version of a donkey, guys. All right. Colors were crumb cake, ivory, bronze, soft. Nope, I don't think I used soft suede, but you could definitely use soft suede. Then you're going to grab your liquid glue, and I like to just go around the edges. Hi, Mary. Late, but you're here. That's all that matters, right? We've done one card so far. You guys can always go back and catch the replay of the first card. All right. We're on to, let's do a little stamping here. So the stamp set has, there's some really cute cards if you guys are on Pinterest or Facebook of kicking out 2020 and then welcoming in 2021. So he's cute for that. But I like that little dude just sitting there like, hey, play with me, feed me, love me, hug me, choose me. He's gonna go over, so I generally like to put stuff in the bottom right corner, but depending on which way the stamp faces, I do like to put stuff on the left side because he's facing into the card. And I know some people would put the entire dude on, but I feel like he's hanging out in the middle on the bottom. It's all personal preference how you guys stamp. But in this case, I think I'm gonna have him so he's tucked more in the corner and his tail gets cut off. And I'm okay with that. He doesn't have a tail that you can see. It's there, but now he's nestled right in the bottom corner. And I think that I'm good with. Oh, I wonder, approaching perfection. Oh, here we go. We can use it. So I have It's Your Birthday. Oh man, I had a really hard time with this one. Oh, we'll put this one. The bad news is I forgot your birthday. The good news is I forgot your age. That one works, right? So we're gonna stamp that because then we can say we used Approaching Perfection as well. So we're gonna get the donkey cleaned up and we're gonna switch it out and put on that sentiment. We're gonna flip him back there and grab that. So whoever gets this one, it'll be a belated birthday card to whoever you send it to. Okay, practicing makes perfect. So I don't ever trust stamps that I've not really stamped much with, but what I'm doing is lining it up with the bottom of my white piece of paper. Oh man, that looks really straight. So if that would be crooked, then I would compensate by adjusting it up or down. But I think it looks pretty straight, so we're gonna go with that one right there. I always use the bottom of my edge of a paper if I'm uncertain about a stamp's position, because just because the sticker looks straight does not necessarily mean that it's on there straight. Thanks, Kay. So I definitely say that I love coloring with blends. And thanks for sharing, Kay. I like coloring with blends so much more than I love coloring like in the ink pad that way. Like, it works, but I definitely like the blends are my favorite coloring medium. So we'll put that back, and I think we're gonna get glue happy and assemble this puppy together. So first thing I would do is adhere the designer paper. So do you see how I did that? I was gently squeezing until the glue started coming out. And once I got the glue coming out, that's when I started to work my way around the rest of it. And you guys don't always see when I do that, or see that as I do it. So I'm lining up the top corner and the top edge, and then I want to make sure I get my left side good. I always make sure the top is flush first, and I always trim the bottom if necessary. I do the top because when somebody's holding a card, they always see the top first. They don't always see this bottom margin or the bottom edge. So that's the side that I always like to trim. So, oh, you can see I stamped the back of this, and it was missing a lot of ink. It was really light compared to that side. You see that? So that's what you do. You turn the paper over. And this one, you'd actually get 4 chances to stamp it right. You could stamp it here if it doesn't work. You could flip your paper like this, stamp it here, because the DSP would go there. If that doesn't work, you could flip it over. And if that doesn't work, you get 1 more shot. So there you go. 4 chances to get that one straight. So grab, oh, not yet. We're gonna glue this onto our early espresso. So I think that might be a little trick that I do. Hi, Marcia. Is I gently squeeze until the glue starts coming out. Okay, and then I just kind of finagle it where I want it. It wiggles around a little bit. You also have to be careful that you don't adjust it while it's still wet, because sometimes you think you have it glued and then all of a sudden it's shifted on you. And then you're gonna put tear and tape, and we're gonna make our little sandwich. Put that down. And then pick that off. And then your early espresso twine is about 6 inches. So it's enough to get the tails tucked over. And I always like to hold the front of the card. And then I just tuck the tails over. Oop, I missed that one. So we're gonna go this way. And then that should be straight. Depending on how you stamped or where you stamped your It's Your Birthday will maybe dictate where your ribbon goes. I put mine flush with the DSP edge, but if you have something smaller and you want to see more DSP, you could have moved your ribbon over just a hair. I love that half and half look. Okay, Sandy, you guys probably think I'm a broken record when I say, look at this layout. This layout is so awesome. I love the half look layout too, half of one color, half of another, and then I loved how the brown pulled around, and then just, yeah, I was really excited about this one too. I actually cased a card that I made last January that actually had, it was my meadow that I used. It had a tree and a wheelbarrow, and it was blues and grays and whites. And that's the layout that I cased, and just put the donkeys, and we're not gonna do it upside down, right? Don't need a trick card today. So that was the layout that I cased, was from a card from last year. So, all right, that's on. And then these two get glued together, and then I used 6 dimensionals. Again, however many you want works too. But I generally want to put 1 here and 1 here. You're gonna have a gap in the middle. What I've learned is about every inch to have a dimensional so that it doesn't get squished down. And then I have this centered between the ribbon here and there. And he's extra. Let's put him there. Then diamonds are forever, ever. I think everybody got 3 small diamonds in their kits. And you can put them, oh, that's not gonna work. You could, Kathy. This layout works for everything. So I got one up here, somewhere there, and then there, and boom. Press your diamonds down good so that they secure to your paper. Sometimes I find that if I don't press them down, they might flick off. So we got some donkey love. He's bringing you a rose, everybody. He says, hi, make a card with me on it. Oh, we didn't glue the inside in. Ha ha, hang on. So if you want to glue, color your donkey on the inside, you guys can. And hi, Sarah. He is adorbsy, right? Look at that. So this will go to somebody next week. Love it. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. We're gonna do my favorite. Oh, they're so pretty. All of these are so pretty, guys. I just have a hard time picking. So this one is the one that features a touch of ink. And let's grab the designer paper so you guys can see it. It's the blooms paper. Oh, wrong way, hang on. Hold up, wait a minute. This one. So this is the blooms paper. And I love all these too. Oh, I'm not such a big fan of polka dots on paper. I love it on dresses. I have so many polka dot dresses, it's funny. But so this is the only one that doesn't trip my trigger, but everyone else does. So Paper Blooms is free with a $50 purchase. And the stamp set is called A Touch of Ink. Now, I love the stamp set too. And the hardest part about this one is the inside washy solid image does not quite match up with this. It's actually slightly bigger. So people that have a hard time with things going outside of the lines might have a hard time with this, but you can definitely, like what I did with this one is I cut it off and then you're okay. But A Touch of Ink, the words in here are so pretty. The best wishes, thank you so much. Thinking of you, hello friend, hope, love. Awesome. Butterfly, hummingbird. 2 types of foliage, so it's so cool. It's a very versatile set. That is free with a $100 purchase. And you've got your card base. And again, I think you guys, I cut mine different. So I have the hot dog style again, but I believe for your kits, I gave everybody the hamburger style. Ends up being the same. It's just how it opens. So this is Rococo Rose. And your 2 pieces that are navy, the Night of Navy, and the basic white are 4 by 5 1/4. And this is embossed. I have everybody's embossed for you. The painted texture embossing folder. So that is part of the Art Floral suite of products. And that is available through the end of June. So love that. If you need a little bit of background on your paper, use that. It's awesome. The designer paper I cut is 3 by 5 1/4. So if you are going, you want to, you could use the stripes if that gets you going. You could definitely do that. You guys are probably wondering though, I did something special. Hang on, let me grab it. You guys are probably wondering why I gave you a piece like this. Are you wondering? You were like, what do I do with this piece of paper, right? So you guys, I had extra of this paper and I wanted to share it with you. So what I did is I gave you, so you remember this from Paper Pumpkin last month, I gave you enough to decorate your envelope, and you could decorate it with the pink or you could decorate it with this pattern that matches. So this is about 2 1/4 by 6, and it didn't fit in your envelopes, guys. So that's why it was just hanging out loose with your envelopes. So now you know that's what this piece is for. I wanted to share some of the envelope love with you guys. So what you do for that is, I think if you just put in class, somebody glued this whole thing, and you can't do that. You have to glue your envelope and then put this down on it, because then otherwise you might have a little extra. So what you're gonna do then is after you've glued it down, you just take your scissors and you trim it. So yes, that's what that is for. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, So how did we do this? You also have, these are, I think they're about 5/8 by 3.5, and there's 3 of them. You guys, I don't use soft seafoam a lot, but these are soft seafoam. They're a very light pistachio color, and I thought that they pulled in really, really nicely. I used the stitched nested dies again, like we just did on the donkeys, and this is the same size as the brown piece. So we used that brown piece, that's the same size. And I've already done my stamping, and you guys all should have a bow, and then you'll have a piece of white that is big enough for you to put a butterfly on. Now, if you don't have a butterfly, find something else. If you don't have leaves, you guys could definitely put something else on here if you don't have the stamp set. So what I did for stamping though, the leaf part is pear pizzazz. So I used pear pizzazz with the leaf, and I stamped that right on here, and I did it at a diagonal. So it's going this way, kind of off the page to leave room for a sentiment like that. Pear pizzazz. And then, oh, I'm running out of room. You think that I built a space big enough, and I still run out of room, guys. Then Rococo Rose. In that stamp set, there's these little dots. And what I did, whoa. See, I just told you I don't have enough room. I got falling blocks everywhere. Oh, man. All right, so we've got the spots, and I did those in Rococo Rose, and you can see how faint they are. I did them at 2nd and 3rd strength, 2nd and 3rd strength, 2nd and 3rd strength, 2nd and 3rd strength. 1st strength looks like that. It's really dark. So I did my dots at 2nd and 3rd strength. So that's part of the stamp set. Then the butterfly itself is Night of Navy. And so I stamped my butterfly in Night of Navy. And then there's this solid image. Now, this is what it looks like at 2nd strength, and this is what it looks like at 1st strength. What do you like better? Yeah, honestly, if you like the darker butterfly, do it at 1st. And if you like the softer pink, go for 2nd strength. And don't be mad at me, but you will have to fussy cut your little guy out. Sorry. I know how people feel about fussy cutting. Some people love it, and some people hate it. So I don't know if you're a lover or a hater of the fussy cutting, but you will have to do it for this card. And then I stamped my sentiment. So thanks so much. Hello, friend. Hello. Hi, Julie Bierschbach. Thanks for sharing. Then there's also thinking of you and best wishes. All of these sentiments basically fit right in that little spot if you want them. So it's whichever one you want if you have it. Otherwise, find a different sentiment, a small sentiment from a different stamp set. All right, assembly time. So now you've got all your pieces prepped. You've got your stamping done. It's a little bit of time for Kathy King. I could have kept it simple and not have those little things, and I just didn't think it was right. Like it needed more, right? We always want more. So I just thought these little strips, and actually, you guys, I got the idea to put these 3 little strips from Catherine Anderson's card last night. Do you remember the card we cased last night that looked like this? That was, what was on her card? Oh, she had the raspberries, and she had Old Olive. I got this idea of these 2 strips to put 3 of them there. That idea was cased from her card. Isn't that crazy? So it just added a new element to this card, and it really didn't take much to cut 3 extra little pieces there. So this is what we're going to do first, though. We're going to adhere our piece of designer paper onto our Night of Navy. I don't think there's a top and a bottom, but you can definitely figure out, like that one I like going that way, even though that one's upside down. I see that one more. It's going to get covered up anyways. So for the most part, there's no top and bottom. But again, go to the top of your paper here. I like to make sure that that designer paper is flush on the top and not hanging over. Center it left to right. I can maneuver it back and forth a little bit. And then once I get it exactly where I want, you might be hanging over, guys. I promise you, you will be hanging over because everybody that did this in-person class with me had to trim off their bottom. So I always say I'd rather have it hanging over than hanging short. So just take your scissors, guys, and trim that little bit of paper off. And now you've got it flush on the top and the bottom. The one thing that I want to make sure I don't do is glue my navy down and then my paper, my designer paper. Had I done that, then you wouldn't have the opportunity to cut it. So, all right. Lisa Tyrant, what are you asking? I'm not quite sure here. The layout is, I'm not sure. Lisa, okay. So, I'm not sure what you're asking or if I need to answer or say anything about that, Lisa. I'm not sure what DM me. I know what PM me is, but DM is something I don't know what that is. So if anybody knows what the DM me is all about, or if that is somebody, you got a spammer. Okay. So you guys, I was seeing that come through here, you guys, and I'm going to show you this. If you're seeing this stuff here, DM me, DM me, DM me, DM me, ignore this person completely. I don't know who it is and what they're doing, and I don't have time to go in here and oh, I can share. Let's block. I'm sorry if you're a legit person, but if you're not, you're done. So I blocked her. So you guys shouldn't see that. Let's see here. You guys. So DM is direct message. Okay, so, okay, sorry, I almost deleted Jean, sorry. So okay, direct message. Okay, guys, I didn't know. You guys taught me something. Okay, so I blocked that person. So you guys, nobody DM her, okay? Leave whoever that was. It could have been a computer too. So for doing the strips are actually popped up. So what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of liquid glue behind the middle of our hexagon piece. And what I'm trying to do is flip or make it so it's equal. And if you're a measuring person, you could grab your ruler and measure, but we're gonna eyeball it and wing it. You've got a little time. I'm just trying to make sure that each side is even, because after I get this set, then what I'm going to do is put the next one down. And it's gonna go, one's gonna go right above, and then one's gonna go right below. And I gotta start using my glue holder because my glue is starting to get running. Jean says, don't delete me. I didn't. You saw that, I almost did. I caught myself though. I didn't delete you because you're still here with us having fun. The other person, long gone. Okay, so I am leaving just a little hair right there. That's a poet right there speaking speaking good words of rhymes. Then this one goes right here. All right, so now we've just prepped this piece. Now we get to make it pop. And so I am definitely gonna put poppings on the three sides, on all three. Oop, there I got two. And then I'm gonna fill in top, bottom, and let's just do, once you pop, you can't stop, guys. Look at that. Wow. So I'm using up my paper pumpkin dimensionals and I'm going crazy with them. This thing is not going to fall off. My main thing is that I really, spam is still posting. I tried, you guys can see that's all grayed out. So Sandy, if I see any more, I'll try to watch for it. I try to watch the comments. So what I really wanted to do is make sure that the sides got their popping taken care of so that they wouldn't bend down. So now that, oop, I still got to get these guys. Yeah, one there, right there, and right there. Okay, make sure your card is opening the right way. And then this will go, I got it centered top to bottom and left to right. And something like that. Once you have it where you want it, squish it down good. Then our butterfly, you guys are gonna have a good time watching this. The butterfly, if you look at it, I've got a little bit of height going on. Look at all that dimensional back. I love it. So I used my mini dimensionals. Oh, where are they? Let's see if I have any minis. I don't know if I have any minis right here. So let's get my glue scissors and we're gonna cut some because I don't wanna use overly big ones. So I have a dimensional, oh, not that. So this little guy's hanging off the edge here. So on this card, you can see he's hanging off the edge. The top one up here, I have one here and one here. Now in the middle right here though, I'm gonna take a big one and I'm gonna make a double stuffed dimensional sandwich here. Like, you know, like an Oreo cookie sandwich with a double stuff. I'm doing, I call it a double stack one. And I'm gonna really kind of maneuver my paper and bend it so that the wing kind of pops out like it's flying. Then lastly, we're gonna glue it, we're gonna plant its feet down flat. Poor little guy, he's gonna get so stuck. He's never coming off of this card. And, oh, hang on. We gotta Stella the insides of our leaves, sorry. But I did not wanna use the stamp that stamps the inside because it would have gone way over the edges. So in this case, I'm using my Stella pen, and what it's doing is it's dragging the green color from the outline. It's kind of shading it. You can just see it's not so white on the inside, so just made it pop a little. Now our little guy is gonna hang on to the branch here. That's going flat, that one popped twice, and then that one popped once. Now, if you are afraid of mailing things because of height, this will be the true test. Whoever gets this card is gonna have to tell me if they ended up having to pay extra postage when it came due to them. I hope not. Like, that's what I don't ever hope you guys have to pay postage, but that is a little thick right there. But I really liked the look of the wing. Like when you see this in person, you can see it popping out like that. So you can also, Stella, you have to be very careful. You don't want the blue to bleed, but you can Stella a little bit in the butterfly. If you go back and forth like this, it's gonna put blue all over the place, and you don't wanna do that. So we have on here a bow. So you guys are gonna get to see the bow maker in action. It's a double bow, and so I keep myself just enough here. So we're gonna make ourselves a baby little bow. So in your kits, your bow is made for you already. I've done that. So there's that. Grab a little glue dot. Oh man, everything always sticks to me. And then the spammer is a palm reader, yeah. You like the double stack, and good. Yeah, so, oh my gosh, where is this? Don't be afraid to use different heights of dimensionals and liquid glue on your cards. It's really okay to use multiple, like media, multi-adhesive forms. And then our little bow is gonna go right there. Grab your ribbon scissors. Hi, Sue. Hi, Donna. Trim your little tail a little bit. And come on, little guy. Get out of there. Okay. Not done quite yet. You guys, again, will have 3 Opal Rounds in your kit. And I've got either 2 big and a little, or you got 2 little and a big. I did opposite. I put 1 over on the soft seafoam, and I've got 2 up on the top. 3 is our magic number. And we're not done. I keep forgetting about the insides, guys. Then color in this. So I made this a thank you card. When I do thank you cards, I generally don't, I like to write the inside full, usually on a Post-it note. The glue holder, Dawn, I get these from a colleague, another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Her husband makes them. I sell them. I have a different purple and a different blue. There's like cobalt blue and a lilac purple. Mine is like a rosy purple. They're $5. So next time you get some kits from me, this does not weigh anything. It's pretty light, so it would just be $5, and I could add it into your kit of cards, and it would not add any extra postage. Those don't. Bow makers add a little weight to the package, so they're usually like $1 or $2 more if you're getting a kit Otherwise, shipping by itself, if you're not getting a set of kits, is $4. It's just usually $3.50 or $3.75 or $4.03, so I just do 4. So the glue holder is awesome. All right, guys, we got our third card done. Same thing with this one, guys. Think about the possibilities of a different stamp set, different colors paper. Use what you guys have in your Stampin' Arsenal. It's the layout is what you should look at. You wouldn't even have to emboss this back piece of paper. I know in the video it's really hard to see it. You could skip embossing this if you don't want to emboss it to save a step. You could cut yourself a square or cut something out. This card is so versatile too, the layout of it. So, okay, there is our touch of ink, and we have one more card to do. Yes, Dawn, just let me know. You'll have to let me know purple or blue, and then you'll have to let me just know when you want it, when you order your kits, just to help me remember to put it in there. So usually I have a little area where I save stuff for people until they get kits. So, all right. Last, but certainly not least. Hi, Janet. All right. This last one features the stamp set that's called Heal Your Heart. So it's got the "We're in this together, wishing I could heal your heart. Sorry for your loss." I also brought in another stamp set called Vine Design, and it's got a lot of long sentiments, so people in class could pick some of these longer sentiments to put on it, but the With Sympathy goes good in here. Yes, Mary, we can definitely add a glue holder to your order. Oh yeah, I'm going to see Mom tonight for fish fry. So, Mary, you have to tell me though quickly, do you want purple or do you want blue? The blue is like a cobalt blue, and the purple is like the color of this, more or less. So Mary and glue. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna make myself a note because I'm gonna see my mom in 20 minutes, I think. Oh man. Okay, we got one card to do. No, I'm seeing her in like 30 minutes. Okay, one more card. And this one's so simple, guys. Oh, you guys are going to love this one too. The layout is so easy. I was so happy with the cards for this class. I could make these all the time. And this is another one that you can feature with a very pretty designer paper where you want to just showcase the designer paper. So in your kit, you have your piece of basic black. It's folded in half, but you'll need to score it and just make sure your corners match up good. And then you have two pieces that are each 4 by 5 1/4, our traditional mat that we usually use. And this is Misty Moonlight, which goes perfectly with this paper. Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh. Every one, if I had to say myself, they knocked this one out of the ballpark. This one, the Flower and Field. So if I had to pick designer paper that was my favorite, I would pick this. Every color on here is just amazing, I think. I love that one too. I love the black polka. They're just all so pretty. That is free with a $50 purchase. The Heal Your Heart is free with a $50 purchase. So those are a couple more items that if you're on the fence about get off, you don't want those splinters, just get them, right? And then you're going to be happy you have them. And then the thing is, just use stuff, guys. Create cards, make things, make scrapbook pages. Use the stuff that you buy. It makes me happy when I see pictures that you guys are making using the stuff that you're buying. You know, and the other thing too is use up what you have. I'm sure if you go into your craft room or wherever you have stuff, you've got a little stockpile. Start using it. That's awesome when you use it. Yeah. Hi, Chris. We were talking about you earlier and liquid glue. You'll have to give us, Chris, how you switched your liquid glue technique on how you were using it and how you started to use it after the last time I saw you using it. So, all right. So you guys, this glue, then flip it over. As your glue starts to get empty, you got to give it the little shake like that, and then you'll get more. You still get like 20 cards after it's all said and done. When you start to think your glue is empty, you can still get 20 more cards, I promise. And then I shouldn't say I promise, because then you guys are going to try it. And then you're going to say you didn't get 20 more cards. And then I told you you would. I can get 20 more cards out. All right. Oh, Chris, you hate to use your DSP. Use it. That's why you have it. To use it. Love it. And chop it. If you love it, chop it. You guys have a piece of white. This white is cut out with a stitched rectangle. It's this little guy right here. And if you're wondering where it comes from, it's from the Ornate Layers dies right here. That's where that one comes into play. You would never think that this one plain little rectangle is in here, but it is. So I've already die cut this one for you. So stamp whatever you want. I did the sorry for your loss. Then what we're gonna do is, oh, the look of the embossing folder. So what Luann's talking about is, yesterday we did this card as the alternative, and you can just see on the designer paper, there, you can kind of see it's embossed. So, all right, this we're gonna put a little bit of glue right down the middle, like that. And we're gonna put this on there, centering it between these two, and then left to right. Okay, grab your tear and tape, and I used way too much until you showed me how, yeah, you were just, I think you were squeezing too hard. I think that's what we determined, is you were squeezing too hard. You guys have this black organdy ribbon. It's got these little sparkles in it, and that is not controlled. They will potentially fall out and get on your things. That will happen. And then all I'm doing is folding that in half, flipping it over, and putting some tear-in tape to hold it. I'm not gonna peel the backing off because I wanna just leave it like tape. I don't wanna worry about it sticking flat there, because what I want to do is, I'm gonna grab my black dimensionals, and we're gonna put one here, there, there. Well, for good measure, we're just gonna put one here. This provides a little bit of height here, but we're gonna put one there. So now all we did, you guys, you're gonna love this layout too. So I know Chris just said she has a hard time cutting up designer paper. You guys, I know that collecting paper is in our, it's in our blood. It's like we collect it. Well, here's my thing. Buy it, use it, and if you love it, buy another pack or two. So I'm lining this up on the side here so that it's lined up with the designer paper. Make sure you're straight. And then what you can do last year is trim off your tails. Now you could have them both going the same way, or you could have them going that way. On that card I put them that way, and this one I think I'm gonna go that way. Latokia, we have talked about the Tombow clear glue that is in a blue bottle. I do not ever like to knock another product, right? But I definitely will tell you, and we've experienced this live in class, that a person in class had it's blue with, it's clear. When you use that, that glue is water-based, and their card completely warped, like it dried weird, and it went like that. This is a more tacky craft glue, and if you ever see my cards, or if you've gotten cards from me, they stay flat. They don't warp. So basically, I would say I'm partial to the Tombow green. I call it the green glue. It's not green. It's just that the top and the bottom are glue, or are green. Hi, dear. Do you want to come say hi? Oh, it's Mom. Oh my gosh, your mom wants to say hi. Hang on. Okay, guys. I thought it was Tyler. Mom's here. You want to say hi to everybody? Look right there.
Hi.
There's the woman behind the woman, everybody. Oh, she brought me some miracle hand cream for my hands. And she's going to be right here so that I don't have dry hands for you guys. So we're almost done. We're on our last card, and we're making this one. We talked about you tonight. We said that you would like this. Do you know why you would like that?
It's pretty. Blueberries.
You would like it because the little guy isn't off on the side, right? You said that you can't.
It shows off more.
Yep. You see, I told you guys that she would like that better. So, all right. Well, we're gonna wrap up in about 5 minutes, and then we'll walk over. Is that the plan?
Fish is all gone.
Oh, it's all gone. Oh wait, you guys, hang on. Mom's telling me the fish is gone. We have to have a plan B.
Yes, plan B.
Okay, well, we're not having fish tonight, girls. Well, okay, at least I don't have my heart set on fish anymore.
Correct.
Okay, well-
Okay, finish up.
Okay, sounds good.
Good seeing you.
So that's Mom. She's the lady behind the scenes that helps me do all of my kidding. She loves to cut ribbon, so she cut all your little black pieces. Sandy says hi. Dawn says, I'll tell her you guys say hi. So she cut all your black pieces. She kits up all the pieces and puts them in the envelope. And she helps cut the little gems apart. So, oh, I know, Tammy. She came in to tell me the fish is gone. So I guess we're not going to the American Legion tonight. So we may be going somewhere else. But anyway, so you guys got to meet my mom. I think that was a nice cameo appearance. So, okay. Well, now I don't have to rush. So I was trying to be done by 6:30 so that Tyler was ready for me. So, all right. Okay, you're asking about these right here. So the Heal Your Heart did not have any kind of anything in it except for words. And so this is where I pull in the vine design. Not only was vine design perfect for here because you could put congratulations, thinking of you, or with sympathy. So people in the in-person class, I'll tell her that, Kathy, those fit. But then this also was awesome because this foliage thing is here. And here's the flower. And, oh yeah. Yeah, so you guys, that's so funny, Mo. If you guys ever get anything extra or if you're ever missing anything, my mom always says to blame her because she really is the one that is doing it. I don't do it because I do it, but she tries her best. That's all I can say is she doesn't get paid, so she says you can fire me if you want to, but you can't fire people if they're not getting paid. So she's doing it to help me, so that makes my life a little easier. So I really appreciate it when you guys are so patient. Like if you are missing something or if you get double, oh my gosh, like we're all here to have fun, right? So that's why we keep it awesome and fun. So I was looking for a stamp here. So this is what this is all about. So I did this in the Just Jade, which we just had earlier tonight. And then the other one, the flowers, I did in Misty Moonlight. So if you guys don't have this, stamp whatever you want in the bottom. But I did this in Just Jade down here, and I did boom, 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 first strength with the flowers. Now, a sentiment for the inside, though. So I did fail because I generally never stamp, I never glue before I stamp because, yeah, my mom is amazing. She is amazing. All I can say, she's amazing. She's a rock star. She just wants to help me, like, do good. So, I generally don't glue before I don't stamp. I stamp before I glue. And in this case, I just glued. I got glue happy, guys, because I was thinking about fish. So I put plain black cardstock on my envelope. Like, Danny, that looks good too. So you guys, I'm going to put with sympathy on the inside, and I'm going to do my best to stamp it straight, okay? Oh, so what do I say we do? We're going to pull this piece here, and we're going to practice what I preach is stamping and okay. So you guys, I think if you figured it out, I'm a very detailed person. I like things a particular way, and I think that side's a little high. So to compensate for that, I'm going to bring my right side down a hair, and we're going to see if I can stamp it straight in front of you guys. And if it's not, whoever gets this card is not going to really probably know. And da-da-da-da! Perfect. Okay, guys, I got it straight, or I think it looks straight to me. So that is the with sympathy that we put on the inside. So, Marcia, you just asked about the vine design. It's in the mini catalog. Yep, you got it, girl. And what you do is, if you go to page, it's on page 62. It's right here. So what's different about this is it really doesn't have dies to match. Oh my God, there are. Haha, look at that. They do. So what I was going to say is these dies don't really match anything here, but they really cut out the They really cut it out pretty. So give me a second. I have a swap card I can show you. Okay. So I just have 2 swap cards I can show you that cut out the detail. And this uses some of the art floral paper. This was a swap card I got, I think from Lori Miller, if I had to guess. But it cuts out, she has the gold underneath and then pearlescent paper on the top. And here she has it cut out with, I think it's Poppy Parade. And that was another Lori card. So that's just a little bit about what I used extra with this. And I didn't really reference that in the PDF tutorial at all for anybody because you can't see it from the outside and you can stamp whatever you want on the inside. So, all right, we're almost done, guys. And you have 3 black matte dots and I put 2 on, 1 on each side. And then I had, and I can't remember, everybody got either 2 of the big and 1 of the small or vice versa. So we're gonna just put 1 up there. I know they're hard to see. Mom would say, oh, you can't see it there, why bother? So I bothered though because I think I can see it. So there you go. Here is another card that showcases designer series paper. And that was our 4th card for the evening. So let's bring them out here so you guys can see them all in one fell swoop. This was the Sale-A-Bration HooRahRah card class, 2021 edition. We really cruised through them. Do you guys have a favorite? That is a good question, right? Could you use the Pick-a-Punch for that sentiment frame? The sentiment frame. Yes, you could. You could definitely use the Pick-a-Punch. Absolutely, Melanie. So you cut yourself either a 3/4 or a 1-inch strip. You could punch each end and then use that sentiment on it. So glad that isn't out of vinyl. That would be out of weeding. Stacy, what does that mean? Glad that isn't out of vinyl. That would be a lot of weeding. Oh, okay. I think I got it now. You guys like all the layouts, all of them, the berry one, butterfly, 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 all great cards. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. They're all good. So hopefully these have inspired you to just look at the patterns. Just know that they're simple, like I shouldn't say they're simple, but they are. If you get more and more comfortable and it's learning how, like, I see a card, but I don't necessarily have those inks or those supplies. Well, what do I have and how can I make it into by using what I have? So that's what I like to teach you guys is use what you have. And then when you want to buy more, like buying stamps and paper and ink is kind of like buying clothes in my mind. You always want new stuff, right? You don't want to be wearing the same shirt that you had 20 years ago. It's kind of the same way with stamps. Stamps evolve and you have these wood blocks from 20 years ago and they're not so fun anymore. And the rubber starts to get hard a little bit. And then there's new stamps that match punches and match dies. And it's a whole new world, as Little Mermaid would say, right? The whole new world. And it's good to get some new stuff in your arsenal and you feel fresh. And then when you are starting to create and craft with things that are new, it is inspiring and it just makes you feel good when things go together so nicely. And that is one of the reasons that Stampin' Up! Does the suites a lot. So I can sit down with the paper, the embellishments, and pull in the cardstock and the inks, and it's so easy to craft and create. And I used to buy paper from different places, and then I'd get it home and I would not feel inspired to make anything, and it's still sitting there. And then I started using solely the Stampin' Up! Papers and inks and embellishments, and it's so easy to craft. And I think a lot of you could attest to that if you've been using Stampin' Up! A lot, where the colors melt together. They meld together, and that makes it so good. So, all right, Kathy King says, have a good date night. Thank you. So I better get going, guys, because I know my dad's out there waiting, and Tyler, and you know how guys are when they get hungry, they get hangry. So we don't want that, but we're gonna go figure out where we can go to get a fish fry. So, yeah, date night will be good. I spend a lot of time with my mom and dad. They are an integral part of my life, and I cherish every moment I have with them. So it's always good to be with them. So, all right, guys, if this board gets full, by Sunday. We're going to do a live drawing. Or even if it doesn't get full, maybe we'll pop on Sunday and do a live drawing for that. And I also have some fun fold swap cards to show you from the customer swap that were just turned in yesterday. So you guys, I hope you have a good rest of your night too. And I will see you again soon. And enjoy your weekend wherever you are. Lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. Bye, guys.